Okay, so we're going to go over this warm-up. I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and then we'll talk about them as we go. So this is a review. You guys are going to have a test. We're going to do a practice test tomorrow, and we're going to do your real test on Friday. So this is the big test, the one worth at least 25 points. Sometimes they're worth up to 50 points, depending on how I decide to weight them. So question 1, how can you tell whether a table is proportional? Kendra, what do you think? How can you tell when you have a table whether it's proportional or not? That's excellent. If the ratios are the same. So let's write that up there. If the ratios, I'm going to leave a space there, are the same. What ratios specifically am I checking? Excellent. Y over X. So if the ratios, I'll put that in parentheses, Y over X are the same. Okay, Ashley, how can you tell whether, oh, Ashley's not in here, she's at the nurse. Dennis, how can you tell whether a graph is proportional?
If it's a straight line from the origin.
Excellent. Well, you guys are good. If it is a straight line through the origin. Okay, number 3 asked you this from a slightly different perspective, maybe a little harder to figure out what I'm looking for this one. How can you tell whether an equation is proportional? Savannah, how can you tell if an equation is proportional?
If you divide the numbers and see if they go in evenly, like it tells you.
Okay, but in an equation, we usually only have one number. What's this? When we see an equation for a proportional relationship, what does it look like?
Y equals number X.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for. If it's in this form, if it is in the form Y equals KX. So a lot of times I don't write the letter K, we just write a line there. It's Y equals something times X. So when you have to write equations and get more math, you always type in Y equals, what do I put for K? What does K stand for? Andre? Yeah, what number? Where do I get that number? Anybody else want to answer that? Where does the K come from? Where do I get that number K? Haley? When I write an equation in the form Y equals KX, how do I know what number to put here for K?
Oh.
We usually write it like this, Y equals something times X. What is that something? It's K, but what's K?
0.8.
Well, it's not always 0.8.
It could be any number.
It could be any number, but how do we get the number?
By dividing Y over X.
Good, good. When we find that unit rate or that constant of proportionality, that's what goes in there. Okay, yesterday, whenever you did those word problems, how could you tell whether a word problem was proportional? I'm going to take a volunteer on this one because I think it's a little harder to explain this one. We haven't had as much experience with this. Anybody want to take a risk with this one? Do you guys remember during yesterday's activity which word problem was not proportional? Or was one that was not? Does anybody remember what that example was? Haley, do you remember?
Like one that's not proportional.
Mm-hmm.
A graph that shows lines that didn't go through the origin.
I'm talking, though, not about graphs, but about word problems. Remember how yesterday in that activity you had all those situations?
It was something like Y equals 4X plus 5.
That would be an equation that's not proportional, but I'm talking about a word problem or a situation.
Oh.
Jenna, do you remember?
Wasn't it like those 5 problems?
What's that?
Wasn't it one of those 5 problems? I can't remember.
No, I don't think you were here during. Were you here during third yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. Was the one, do you guys remember the one about the pizza? Remember the little thing about the pizza where it said, maybe not all of you got to that because some of you did half of it and some of you did the other half. We had a problem where it said that a slice of pizza cost, I think it was $2 plus 50 cents a topping. So if we were to make a table where we had number of toppings and total cost of the pizza, if we had 0 toppings on our pizza, would it be free? No. So if a word problem does not contain the point 0, 0, if 0 of something doesn't result in 0 of something else, then it's not proportional. So you can first look to make sure that there's a constant rate in your word problem, that it's going to be the same amount per something, constant rate, and also, is there a 0, 0? Does 0 of something in the word problem result in 0 of something else? So there was another word problem we had yesterday about cell phone usage, I think it was, where it was $9.99 a month. I can't remember the exact wording of that problem, but if you had it for 0 months, it would cost $0. So that would be proportional. It has to have the 0, 0 in there. Yes, Haley?
There's a problem that said Spotify, Spotify premium is $10 a month.
That was it. That was what Jenna was thinking about then, the Spotify problem. I see what you're talking about now. Okay, number 5 asks you to write an equation for the following table and then fill in the missing value. Gavin, did you get that far? Did you write an equation for the table? You didn't get to it yet? Okay, did anyone get that far? Anyone write an equation? Yes. What did you write?
I wrote what I did. I revised the numbers. They were all 0.8 and then I
Okay.
5 times 0.8 and I got 4.
Okay, good, good. So you divided, when you say you divided all the numbers, tell me specifically what you divided.
I divided y by x.
Y by x, okay, good. So did you do 2.4 divided by 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2.4 divided by 3 gives us 0.8. And then it looks like, I can see your paper there, you checked the other one too. You did 3.2 divided by 4, and you got 0.8. Alexis. So we need to write an equation now that goes with that. So you're correct, and we'll get back to this. But let's first write the equation. We know that the constant of proportionality is 0.8. So what would the equation be we would write for this? Andre? Excellent. Y equals 0.8x. The equation is in this form that we listed up there, and we put our constant of proportionality in where the blank is or in where the letter K is. So that's our equation. That equation means that if we multiply 0.8 times any x, we're going to get the right answer for y. And that is what Jenna did. She said she multiplied 5 times 0.8. So 5 is the x here. 5 times 0.8 and got what, Jenna?
I got
4. So the missing value was 4. Okay, any questions about this? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.